What is up, everyone? Welcome back to our lawn, and today it's decent outside. And like I mentioned in my last video, it's too early for me to really do anything. So what I am going to do is another thing I mentioned in my last video, which is try and clean these landscape beds out a little bit. There's some weeds left over. There's some stuff that crept up from the warm days. There's junk in them. There's last year's growth we got to get rid of. So let's get the beds looking decent. I know I'm probably due for mulch, but I don't feel like it this year, so I'm not going to do it this year. So with that, let's clean some beds. Alright, so that's that bed done. Now we're on to the scary boy, the final boss, if you will. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to fix this. We're gonna try. All right, well, I admit defeat. It looks a little better, but whatever this grass is, I don't know what it is, but it's super aggressive, spreading via rhizome, and it's all in throughout there. I just think at some point we're gonna need to bite the bullet, and I gotta redo this whole bed. There's too much stuff in there. It's too all packed together. It makes it impossible to try to maintain any of the weeds or any of the stuff that gets in there. I think some bluegrass has come back and is starting to spread in there too. So it's just, this bed's kind of a lost cause, unfortunately, but it does look a little better. We did get it a little cleaned out. Final thing I forgot is a whole tree fell on the putting green, and it left some damaged spots. We'll take a look at those in a second. So the other thing I did is I got that tree all cut up back there. The logs that I took out of it, they'll split up for firewood. The rest of it we burned in the little burn pile back there. Just a little bit of damage. A couple kind of interesting takeaways we have. So there's one of the holes where the tree landed. There's the other. But something very interesting is if you see right there where it's really green and pretty tall, and we go through there, and then back behind me over here, there's an area that's a lot more green. A lot of that is because the tree acted like a cover. So while I don't know if it held in a lot of heat or anything and did that way, it did limit some of the sun exposure to the grass, which apparently in the springtime, the grass gets too much sun that it doesn't know what to do with. So if you cover it and limit just a little bit, it will actually green up a little faster. I haven't verified that myself, just somebody significantly smarter than me told me that. And so that's what I think happened. So we get a little bit of cover. I got that out of the way. We got that footage here you can watch now. So we are a couple days into the future from when I was working on the landscape beds. As you can tell from my apparel, it's significantly nicer than it has been, and the forecast looks promising. So this means we can start to do mowing things, and we can finally get involved and excited in the yard for the year. So I did this already in the front, and I didn't record it because I was just sad and depressed from getting defeated by the landscaping, and I wanted to do something. But I do have a couple pictures as I was going along. Basically what I'm doing now is I'm setting my mower one notch lower than I have. Then I plan to mow my yard for the year. So this is going to be roughly 2 inches. I tend to maintain it at about 2.5. And all I want to do is just a little bit kind of reset the height down. And I'm also cutting off the kind of frost burnt tips of a lot of the blades of grass. It can help kind of even up the texture, make it look a little bit nicer. and just get it set and ready so that I'm hopefully, theoretically, not going to have any issues with scalping come the season time, because we've already set it down a little bit below where we plan on mowing. So let's get into doing that. And so as we come back here, you can kind of see what we're trying to accomplish. So we're just going from a little bit scraggly, cleaning everything up. This will also, since I'm bagging, it'll get rid of any leaves that are left over, any sticks that have fallen, and just let us start from a clean slate. So let's get the rest of it. And there we go. That's all done, all mowed down, ready to go, all cleaned up. The next thing that's going to need to happen is hopefully over the next few days, this all drains out behind me. We got a lot of sticks to pick up. Gonna have to run the mower over and vacuum all this up, and we'll get our first mows and the first stuff that we're doing on the practice facility here for 2024. And that's gonna be a lot of the upcoming content, because really, and like I said in my must-do spring video, there's really nothing that you must do. And outside of what I just did, and then continuing to mow as it grows, I have no plans to do anything. Fertilize, pre-emergent, none of that. The only projects we're gonna have are gonna be back here, which is, I know, what a lot of you are here for anyway. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow along to everything that we're doing here. Look forward to seeing you in the next one as we start to do some stuff here on the golf course again, assuming it dries out a little bit. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.